One of the things that I look for in companies that we work with is that they are great people. And that's just a personal thing, is that business and personal, there's not a lot of boundary for me. Like, I mean, my personal life is guide railed off of my business. But at the same time, relationships, it's hard. I'm not capable of having relationships that are strictly business and strictly personal. Like it's always mixed in. I've actually had clients say like, I feel like we're friends and I'm not sure that's a good thing. Yeah. You know, like they're almost like, I'm a little nervous because like if something goes wrong, then our friendship is at stake. Yeah. And I'm like, I kind of want that a little bit. Like I want the pressure of, I'm not just disappointing a client, I'm disappointing a friend if I don't deliver this, and vice versa. Like I want that personal relationship, and I want to work with people that I see that same type of dynamic in their company, between the ownership and employees, between employees, them, coworkers, things like humility and giving each other the benefit of the doubt. I think that's a huge one, trying to not offend people, but also not be offended. That type of work environment. Obviously the word integrity gets thrown around a lot, and it has maybe it's just a Lancaster County thing, I don't know, but integrity is like it's thrown around, and humility is still like, these words are thrown around a whole bunch. But the best definition of integrity that I've heard is, it's, do you do what you're supposed to do when nobody's looking? Like, are you still that person?
I've heard integrity defined as being the same person in every room that you're in, right? So if you act one way in one room and a different way in another room, I think integrity is, people are quick to go to, like, if I did something, I got to come up and be honest. Like integrity, becomes like a trust thing, and or like an honesty thing. Yeah. And I guess that plays into what I'm saying, but I've always kind of viewed it as what you're describing, and then also, am I the same? Am I congruent? Am I the same? Like, maybe is congruent the right word? Congruent is like
cohesive. I don't know what you're
congruent or cohesive. Yeah, I can't really think of it right now. Consistent, congruent. Congruent sounds right, but
I like it.
Anyway, let's pretend like it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I'm here with you, how do I talk about my bride, right? My wife. How do I talk about friends and all this?
I think congruent's the right word.
What is it? Congruent.
In agreement or harmony.
In agreement or harmony.
I love
so harmonious, right?
Yeah.
Am I in harmony when I'm here with you, when I'm at home, when I'm with someone else? That's integrity.
Harmony is a great word, and it's actually
harmony.
A word, like,
that is a fantastic word.
Yeah.
It really
harmony is actually that's like integral to my soul. It's the way I'm wired. Harmony. I want peace. I want harmony in my life. Like I want everybody to get along. Like it is like, I don't like confrontation. Like that is a word that I can really get on board with. And to take, like, I'm also a musician, so like harmony means something to me, like knowing the way that notes fit together to create chords, and the way that, harmony and melody work together to create a beautiful song,
And if that's helpful, like that's helpful to you, I think there's probably a lot of other people that are visual or like musical learners. And if you are, like, think about your company in a way of notes. Like each employee brings a different sound, right? Each employee's bringing something different, and your job, you are the composer. Depending on your role in the company, you're composing this piece, and you're like, man, this person might not be in the right spot. It doesn't mean that they don't belong here. It doesn't mean they don't fit into this song that we're writing. It just might not be at the right point. And so how can I move them around? How can I shift things? Right. And all of that affects culture, which affects brand, which is why we're talking about it. It does tie into your brand, because brand is how people feel internally about you as a business. Yeah. So that also bleeds into your employees. Like your employees are affected by your brand or lack thereof.
Yeah. If you would hire a barbershop quartet and they all sang melody, in other words, the tune that is the main tune of the song, if they all sang the exact same thing, you would want your money back. Yeah. Because you're like, hold on a second, we hired you to be harmonious. Yeah. We want, if there's a 5-piece, I want 5 different notes. Yeah. And in the same way in a business, if everybody's trying to be the leader, if everybody's trying to stand out as the melody, and nobody's willing to step back and be harmony and to support the lead.
Oh, man, it's just so many good analogies flying around.
But I'm thinking about it in terms of clients too. Like, because of the nature of our business, there are some clients that come to us and know nothing about marketing, branding, any of that stuff. And in those situations, it's great because we can take the lead, and we can teach them, where they fit into the process, into the song. But then there's other instances where they actually are pretty good at that on their own. They're just looking for a talented group of people to support them and their initiatives. And that, in that case, you are the background vocals, you are the drummer, whatever it is, you are the support to the lead. And so, and then it's also, those dynamics can shift over time, like, and then you don't know where you are, and you have to have that conversation. Hey, do you need us to take the lead on this? Or are you now gonna lead out and we support? Right. And so that metaphor can just go on and on.
Yeah, that's so good, man. I love that. And I love how to your point, it changes. Yeah. There's seasons where a company, you can feel as you're talking to them, in any field that you're in, you can feel when you're talking to a client, a customer, whatever it is, where they're at. And your job as the expert is to gauge that and then ask the question. Don't push yourself into a position of, I need to guide them right away and be the lead. It's, hey, based on this project, based on what I'm hearing from you, I'm wondering, do you feel like do you want to run with this, or do you want us to run with it and kind of take the lead on it? That's so disarming. Someone's like, oh, okay, I have the option here. I can either do it or they can do it. And then they can decide, do I want to pay this person to do it?
Yeah.
Or do I want to keep it and keep the money, but then do it myself?
Right.
Yeah. Beautiful.
It is disarming, but it also it can leak into confusion. Yeah. There's times when you have to just say, I think we should handle this. That's true. Let us do this and we'll take it. And then there's other times where you go, I know you're hesitant to do this and we'll gladly do it for you. But the best scenario would be if this would be an in-house thing, But when you're working with a high value company, when they're not only delivering great service, great product, but they're they have a great culture and great people, then that makes those conversations really easy. And one of the other things that I look for in an owner is ambition, but tethered to patience and gratitude. Like, I think those are words that, ambition is great, but there are people who come in guns a-blazing and like, okay, we're willing to invest this much money, but we need this much. We need to see our rankings for X, Y, and Z increase. Yeah. And not only that, but we need you to guarantee, 10 marketing qualified leads a month, and et cetera. And it's like, man, I think we can do that. Yeah. In a lot of cases, I'm like, yeah, I think we can do that, but I'm not willing to work in that type of relationship. Yeah, is what it comes down to. Like,
well, also you're delivering
pressure cooker situation. It's like I think we can actually do way better than that if you give us enough time to establish you as an authority on this topic and develop the strategy. But if it's just all about the result, you're missing all the lead, all the buildup. Yeah. You're focusing on a lag indicator when we need to focus on all these leads. Right. Those marketing qualified leads happen because of X, Y, and Z, and we need to focus on X, Y, and Z, and then we can compound the numbers that you're looking for over time. If you enjoyed this BrandNerd podcast clip, be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. In the meantime, here are additional videos you might find illuminating.